Hello friends and my dear students, I welcome you all to my channel. I hope you're all well and your studies are also going on well. In this part 7 video from the chapter of coordinate geometry, I will discuss about the concept of how to find the image or reflection of a point in the coordinate axis. That is, given a point, given the coordinates of a point, what will be the coordinates of its reflection or image in the x-axis or y-axis. This video is part of the playlist CBSE Maths for class 9 following the textbook of author R.T. Sharma. If you find this video beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. Okay, so this is a conceptual video. I will not be solving any problems. So what do we mean by the image or reflection of a point? Let's say the coordinates are alpha and beta, alpha comma beta, in the coordinate axis, means in the y-axis or x-axis. Okay, so let's say I am without any loss of generality. Let's say I am considering the point P to be over in the fourth quadrant. Let's say this be the point alpha comma beta. Coordinates of the point P are alpha comma beta. So what is the geometrically what does it mean by the image of this point P in the y-axis? So from the point P, I will draw a perpendicular on the y-axis, and I will extend to the point Q, so that this point Q will be at the same distance from the y-axis as the point P is. The point P, now since I have drawn the point P in the fourth quadrant, obviously alpha will be positive, but the distance of a point, any point from the y-axis is equal to the absolute value of its abscissa. So let's say this line, the line PQ is perpendicular to the y-axis. Let's say it is intersecting the y-axis at the point, let's say T. So if Q is the image, PQ is drawn perpendicular to the y-axis, and and Q is such that QT is equal to PT, which means the distance of the point P from the y-axis is equal to the distance of the point Q from the y-axis. Then Q will be the image of the point P in the y-axis. Also, P will be the image of the point Q in the y-axis. So if P is the image of Q, then in the y-axis, then Q will also be the image of P in the y-axis. Okay. Now this is the geometrically. This is what we mean geometrically by the image of a point P in the y-axis. Now, obviously, the image will be the point P, and its image will be on the opposite sides of the y-axis. Let's say if the point, let's consider another point. Let's say this be the point, let's say S. Let's say its coordinate. Okay, so what will be the coordinate of the point Q, which is the image of the point P in the y-axis? Its coordinate will be, obviously, since it is to the left hand side of the y-axis or along the negative direction of the x-axis, its abscissa will be minus alpha, and the ordinate will be same as the ordinate of P. So minus alpha comma beta will be the coordinate of the image Q of the point P in the y-axis. Similarly, let's say there is another point S. Let's say its coordinate is let's say minus x1, where x1 is positive. Since it is in the second quadrant, I am plotting the point S in the second quadrant. Let's say its abscissa is minus x1, where x1 is positive, and y1 is also positive. Now what will be the image of the point S along in the y-axis? So I will draw from the S, I will draw a line perpendicular to the y-axis, and I will extend to the point U, so that U will be at the same distance from the y-axis as S is from the y-axis. S is the point S is the distance of x1. Remember that x1 is positive. So S is at the distance of x1 from the y-axis. So you will, since now and you will be also at a distance of x1 from the y-axis, and the ordinate of S and y, S and u will be same. So the coordinate of u will be x1 comma y1. So when you if you consider, when you take an image of a point in the y-axis, then the ordinate of that point and its image are the same when you are taking the image in the y-axis. Okay. Now I will be using some notation. So this is geometrically what we mean by the image or reflection of a point in the y-axis. Always remember that the image, a point and its image are always on the opposite sides of the y-axis if we take the image in the y-axis. Now let's say I'm using some notation. Let's say I subscript xp. I will denote this to mean the image of the point P in the x-axis. Similarly, I subscript y P denotes the image or the coordinate or the image of the point P in the y-axis. Okay. So now if the coordinates of the point P are alpha comma beta, then mathematically what will be the image of the point P in the y-axis, that is I in the y-axis, it will be, I am writing the coordinates, it will be minus alpha comma beta. When you take the image in the y-axis, the ordinate of the image and the point remains the same, but the abscissa are negative of each other. So the abscissa of point P was alpha, the abscissa of its image in the y-axis will be minus alpha. Similarly, if you take let's say what do we mean by an image of a point in the x-axis? It is the same concept. Let's say I have a point, it is already very congested. Let's say this is a point. Let's say this point is E. So E, and let's say its coordinates are, since I have drawn the point E in the fourth quadrant, let's say it is u comma v, where obviously u is positive and v is negative. Remember, I have drawn the plot the point E in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, coordinates are always negative but abscissa are positive. So u is positive and v is negative. Okay. Now what will be the image of this point E in the y-axis? So I will draw a line from E. I will draw a line perpendicular to the x-axis, and I will extend to the point F, so that F is at a same distance from the x-axis as E. So that the distance of F from the x-axis is equal to the distance of E from the x-axis. What is the distance of the point E from the x-axis? It is absolute value of V. Absolute value of V, because in this case V will be a negative. Ordinate V will be a negative because it is in the fourth quadrant. But the distance of E from the x-axis will be absolute value of the ordinate, that is absolute mod of V. So the coordinates of the point F will be, the abscissa will remain the same, u minus v. Okay. So now IXP means the image of the point P in the x-axis. So if the coordinates of the point P is alpha comma beta, then the coordinates of its image in the x-axis will be alpha comma minus beta. Now I am not trying to provide any formula. I'm discussing the concept, what both geometrically and mathematically. It is of utmost important that you understand the concept of image or reflection of a point in the x-axis and y-axis geometrically. Once you understand it geometrically, then you will be easily it will be very easy to find the coordinates of an image in the y-axis or x-axis. Okay. Now what about now? Okay. So now, since using the notation IXP and IYP, let's say, let's try to, I have plotted now, I have plotted some point A, B, A and B. Now, the point A is lying on the y-axis. Its coordinates are 0, 2. So, what will be the image of point A in the y-axis? So, the image of any point in the y-axis, if you want to take the image of any point which is lying on the y-axis, and the image is taken in the y-axis, then the image will be that point itself. So, the point A is itself the image of the point A in the y-axis. Similarly, if you want to take the image of any point in the lying on the x-axis, in the x-axis, then the point itself will be its image. Okay. Now, let's quickly plot some point and try to find its image in the x-axis and y-axis. Let's say I have a point. Let's say this is a point. Let's say R. Let me configure the software. I'm having some problem. Okay. So let's say I have a point. I have a point. R be the point. Let's say R be the point. Let's say minus 5 comma minus 6. So what will be the image of the point R in the x-axis? In the x-axis, it will be the abscissa will remain the same, minus 5, but and the ordinate will be the negative of the ordinate of R, which is 6. And what will be the image of the point R in the y-axis? In the y-axis, the ordinate will remain the same, but the abscissa will be negative of the abscissa of R, which is 5. Okay. So this was all about the image of a point in the x-axis and y-axis. Now, what about how do we find the image of a point in a given line? In this, so far we discussed about the image of a point in the y-axis or x-axis. Remember, y-axis is an x-axis; they are also line. They are also line. But what if we are asked to find the image of a point in a given line, and those lines will be either parallel to y-axis or x-axis? So let's say we are asked to find. I'm drawing the Cartesian coordinates once again. So this is y o y dash x dash o x. Let's say we are asked to find the image of a point in a line which is parallel to y-axis. Let's say the line is AB. Any line which is parallel to y-axis, any line which is parallel to y-axis is always of the form x is equal to a. That is, where a is the distance of the line from the y-axis. If a is positive, it means that that line is to the right hand side of the y-axis or along the positive direction of the x-axis, and if a is negative, it means the line is to the left hand side of the y-axis at a distance of a mod a, or that line is along the negative direction of the x-axis. Okay, so I have drawn the line AB which is parallel to y-axis. Let's say the equation of the line is x equals to a, where obviously since I have drawn the line AB along the positive direction of the x, it means that a will be positive. Now let's say we are asked to find there is a point, let's say P, whose let's say the point P is alpha comma beta. The coordinates of the point P is alpha comma beta. What will be its image in the line AB, which is parallel to y-axis? So the concept is same. I will draw a line from the point P. I will draw. Now it will depend whether the point P is to the right hand side of the line or to the left hand side of the line. in this example, the point P is to the right hand side of the line AB. So I will draw a line perpendicular to the from the point P. I will draw a line perpendicular to the line AB, and I will extend the line that perpendicular towards the left hand side of the line AB to the point Q, so that Q is at the same distance from the line AB as P is. Now, what is the distance of the line P? What is the distance of the point P from the line AB? P is at a distance. So, let's say the perpendicular PQ is intersecting the line AB at the point, let's say T. So, if Q is the image of the point P in the line AB, then we must have QT is equal to PT. Remember, QT and PT, they are both positive numbers. Distances in the coordinate system are always positive. Now, so how do I know what will be the coordinates of the point Q? I know the coordinates of the point P, and I know that the line AB is parallel to the y-axis, and the equation of the line AB is x equals to A, where let's say A is positive, so it means A is to the right hand side of the y-axis. And also I know that, let's say, based on the coordinates alpha comma beta, the point P is to the right hand side of the line AB. So I will draw a perpendicular from the point P to the line AB, perpendicular to the line AB, and I will extend to the, I will go to the left hand side of the, I will extend the perpendicular to the left hand side of the line AB up to the point Q, so that Q is at the same distance, so that the distance of Q from the line AB will be equal to the distance of the point P from the line AB. Now, so QT and PT should be equal to the distance of the point P from the line AB, which will be equal to modulus of A minus alpha, where alpha is the abscissa of the point P, and the equation of the line AB is x equals to A. That is, the line AB is the distance of A from the y-axis, and P is the distance of alpha from the y-axis. So the distance of P from the line AB will be modulus of, or absolute value of, A minus alpha. So what will be then? So QT will also be, so QT is equal to PT is equals to absolute value of A minus alpha. So what will be the coordinates of Q? Remember that we are finding the image of the point P in the line which is parallel to y-axis. So the ordinate of the point P and Q will be same. So Q, what will be the coordinates of the point Q? Q will be, its the abscissa will be now what is the abscissa of the point T? It is A, because the line AB is at a distance of A from the y-axis. So the abscissa of the point T is A, and Q is at a distance, absolute value of A minus alpha, to the left hand side of T. So the abscissa of Q will be A minus absolute value of A minus alpha, and the ordinate of the point Q will be the same as the ordinate of point P, which is beta. Now please do not be scared about this formula that A minus modulus of A minus alpha. I am just trying to, you must understand the concept. That is, what will be the distance of the point, perpendicular distance of the point P from the line AB, where the equation of the line AB is x equals to A, which means the line AB is at a distance of A from the y-axis to the right hand side, and the point P is again to the right hand side of the line AB, and it is at a distance of alpha from the y-axis. So obviously, what will be, so what is the distance of P from the line AB? It will be absolute value of A minus alpha. In this case, in this scenario, the way I have drawn the line AB and the point P, I could have also written that the distance of point P from the line AB is alpha minus A. But in general, it will be absolute value of A minus alpha, that is absolute value of the difference of the abscissa of the point P and the distance of the line AB from the y-axis. So the coordinates of the point Q, which will be the image of the point P in the line AB, is A. What is A? A is coming from the equation of the line AB, which is x equals to A. So A minus, and then absolute value of A minus alpha, and then comma beta. Similarly, now this was the case. Now in this, the abscissa of the point Q is A minus, because the point P is to the right hand side of the point A. If the point P was to the left hand side of the point A, then it would have been A plus absolute value of A minus alpha, comma beta. Now let's say what will be the image of a point P alpha comma beta in the line which is parallel to the x-axis. So any line parallel to the x-axis we know is of the form y equals to b. So let's say this is the coordinates axis, x dash o x y o y dash. Let's say I have a line. This is the line AB which is parallel to the x-axis. Let's say this is the line y equals to b. The equation of this line AB is y equals to b. So any line parallel to the x-axis we know is of the form y equals to b, which means the line AB is at a distance of b or modulus of b. The b could be positive or negative. If b is positive, it means the line AB is above the x-axis or it is along the positive direction of the y-axis. And if b is negative, then it means the line AB is below the x-axis or it is in the negative direction of the y-axis. I am taking the example. I am explaining. I am discussing taking AB, the line AB to be above the x-axis. Okay, so B is positive. So we have a line AB given, which is parallel to the x-axis, whose equation is given as y equals to b, and let's say b is positive. And we are given a point, let's say P. This is the point P, whose coordinates are alpha comma beta, and we have to find the image of the point P in the line AB. So it is same as finding the image of the point P in the x-axis. The concept is same, but we have to do the calculation a little different. So I will draw from the point P, I will draw a line perpendicular to the line AB. Let's say it is intersecting at the point T, and I will extend the perpendicular from the point T to the point Q, so that Q is at a distance, same distance from the line AB as the point P is from the line AB. What is the distance of the point P from the line AB? PT should be equal to QT. If Q is the image of the point P in the line AB, then PT should be equal to QT. And this is nothing but absolute value of B minus beta. B minus beta, where B is coming from the equation of the given line AB, which is y equals to B. So B minus beta, beta is the ordinate of the point P. So the point Q is also at a distance of modulus of B minus beta from the line AB, and it is below the line AB because the point P is above the line AB. If the point P was below the line AB, then Q would have been above the line AB. So now how do we find the coordinates of the point? How do we find the coordinates of the point Q? Remember that we are finding the image of the point P in a line AB which is parallel to x-axis. So the abscissa of the point Q, that is the abscissa of the image Q and P will be same. So the coordinates of the point Q will be alpha. Now what will be the ordinate of the image Q? It will be, since the point Q is below the point T, what is the ordinate of the point T? T is a point on the line AB. So the line AB is at a distance of B from the x-axis. So the point T is also at a distance of B from the x-axis, which means the ordinate of the point T is also beta. So and the point Q is at a distance absolute value of beta minus B minus beta from the point T. So what will be the ordinate of Q? It will be B minus absolute value of B minus beta. Now, if the point P was below the line AB, then Q would have been above the line AB, and then the ordinate of the point Q would have been B plus modulus of B minus beta. Okay. Now that we have understood how do we find the image of a point in the x-axis or y-axis, or even x-axis and y-axis particularly, let's say, then how do we find the distance between a point, let's say alpha comma beta, and its image in the x-axis, So we know that the image of the point P, whose coordinates are given as, let's say, alpha comma beta, the image of the point P in the x-axis, we know the coordinates of the image of the point P in the x-axis will be alpha comma minus beta. Okay. So we know the point P is alpha comma beta, and its image in the x-axis is alpha comma minus beta. So what is the distance between the point P and its image? That is the point alpha comma beta and the point alpha comma minus beta. Remember that the point P and its image taken in the x-axis is a line. If we join the point P and its image taken in the x-axis, it will be a line parallel to y-axis. So any line, distance between any two points on a line parallel to y-axis is always equal to the absolute difference of the ordinates. So let's say this image of the point P is Q. So what will be PQ? That is the distance between the point P and its image Q taken in the x-axis. It will be obviously the absolute value of the difference of the ordinates of P and the ordinate of Q. Ordinate of P is beta. Difference of ordinate of P and Q is beta minus of beta. So this is absolute value of twice beta, which is equal to 2 into absolute value of beta. So the distance between the point P, whose coordinates are alpha comma beta, and its image in the x-axis is the formula is 2 into modulus of beta. Now I am absolutely not asking you to remember this formula, but you should be, from the basic concepts, you should be able to find the distance between a given point and its image in the x-axis. This is the mathematical formula. You must understand this from the basic fundamental concept. Okay. Similarly, what will be the distance of a point P whose coordinates are given as alpha comma beta and its image in the y-axis? So let's say the image of the point P be Q taken in the y-axis. So Q is image of the point P. This is just a notation. Image of the point P in the y-axis, we know, will be minus alpha comma beta. That is, the abscissa gets negative. The ordinate remains the same, but the abscissa becomes negative. Of the abscissa of the image of the abscissa of the point Q will be the negative of the abscissa of the point P. Okay. So now what will be PQ? That is the distance between the point P and its image Q in the y-axis. Now in this case, Note that the point P and Q will lie on a line which is parallel to the x-axis, Since we are taking the image of the point P in the y-axis, and if the image is Q, then the line PQ, line joining the points P and its image Q, will be a line parallel to x-axis. And we know that distance between 2 points lying on a line parallel to x-axis is nothing but the absolute value of the difference of the abscissa. So it will be absolute value of the difference of the abscissa of P and the abscissa of its image Q. So alpha minus alpha. This is absolute value of twice alpha, which is equal to 2 into absolute value of alpha. Now, why we are having absolute value of alpha? Because alpha and beta, they could be positive or negative depending on in which quadrant the point P is. But distance are always positive. I hope this video will be beneficial in understanding the concept of a point and its image in the y-axis and the x-axis, and what will be the distance of the point and its image, whether it is taken in the y-axis or it is taken in the x-axis, and also in general how do we find the image of a point in a given line which will be either parallel to x-axis or y-axis. If this video was beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. Now, these videos are very conceptual videos. If you find difficulty in understanding any concept or any results or formula that I am discussing or coming up with, if you think that I am wrong anywhere or I am conceptually or any result wise, then please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will definitely appreciate that and do my best to help you out. So I am ending the video here. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.